Hey, just a quick heads up. Content here may not appeal to everyone. If you don't resonate with what's shared here today, that's okay. We all have our own journey in life, so please respect our shit and we'll respect yours.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Welcome to the Own Your Own Shit Show, where we talk about the mind-body connection and how your thoughts and emotions affect your whole health. I'm Lisa from Beyond Balance. I'm a nurse, massage therapist, and a mind-body connection coach, and I help women release pain and stress in their mind and body.
Yeah. And I'm Andrea Coulter. I'm a doctor of medical health and homeopathy and the creator of the IOMI healing system, which you can check out below. And today, I have a surprise for my co-host.
I love surprises!
Isn't that awesome? I would have got two, but I couldn't. My niece.
So awesome!
Yeah, we're gonna put this somewhere. We can put it somewhere. You see it. I don't know where.
Yeah.
I don't know where. Yeah, there we go.
That'd be good.
Oh, move this back a little bit. There. We get our new poo pillow. It's a hat, actually. Yeah, my niece got it for me. She works at Deleuze, and she said they come in all the time. So.
That's so funny.
Yeah, we're gonna get a couple of them eventually.
Yeah, and I'll wear them every time.
I know. When she was telling me about it, I'm like, oh my god, I have to have that.
I like his little mouse.
Isn't it cute?
He's so cute.
Aww.
Yeah. Oh, okay, laugh us.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what are we gonna talk about today? What were we gonna talk about
We're
today?
going to talk about breath.
Yeah, breath work.
Yeah.
Yeah, following along the theme with allergies.
Mm.
We were going to talk about, again, the breathing is life, you
Yeah.
know, truly it is.
Mm-hmm.
And how we tend to disrupt our breath.
I was watching a documentary on yoga on Netflix.
Yep.
I think it's called On Yoga something. Anyway, the one lady, I don't know what she was, she practiced yoga all the time, but she said long breath equals long life. Short breath equals short life.
Absolutely.
So if you're constantly just kind of hyperventilating, then you're not actually taking in a breath and taking in life. You're just kind of floating. Okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do?
Exactly, which is what reminds me of what I was going to
say.
Good!
Nailed it.
Exactly. Is that the interesting thing about breathing is that even though it's somewhat of an unconscious, involuntary action, if you pay attention to your breath, notice that as soon as you think, oh, how am I breathing? And you stop, as soon as you put consciousness into your breathing, you stop breathing.
You do?
I know. Isn't that weird?
Whoa.
I know. So it's this imbalance between consciousness and unconsciousness, you know, that is affecting our breathing. And so the fact that as human beings, as we've evolved over the last thousands of years, but the movement into more conscious thinking and more intellectual analytic thinking, how we disrupt those natural unconscious flows. Like breathing, like digestion, like, right? We get in its way. Thinking gets in its way. And again, if you haven't seen a bunch of our other episodes where we talk about that, like the intestines and the analyzing and all that kind of stuff, go back and watch those episodes, right? Absolutely. But...
Interesting.
Right.
So now I'm kind of curious, because we want to obviously do some deep breathing throughout the day.
Yeah.
Now, if we're thinking about that, then we don't breathe.
No, or I'm just saying that if you all of a sudden go, oh geez, how am I breathing? When you what's the word I'm thinking of is when you almost try to control.
Oh, like
then without paying attention, you stop it.
Oh,
But
okay.
you're right. What we want to do is we want to consciously go, whew, I need to be attentive to my breathing, and I need to make sure that I'm relaxing and taking a big breath. And one interesting thing that, I mean, I learned this a long time ago, but when I learned it, I was kind of like, oh, I actually hadn't thought of that.
What is it? Do tell.
That actually, if you think about it, it's the out breath that is the relaxing breath.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it seems counterintuitive, but I would have thought the in-breath, you relax, but you don't. You actually, so let's all take a big breath. So when you breathe in, everything expands and tightens,
Yeah.
And then when you breathe out,
Oh, it relaxes. Wow, and that's why they say if you're having a panic attack, actually focus on breathing out.
the paper bag.
Yeah. Because it's almost too much for your brain to think to have to pull one more thing in.
Exactly. Exactly. So people are panicking, and like even asthma, we were talking about asthma attacks, is people are panicking, they're fearing, so they're breathing in more and more, and but they're not letting out. They're afraid to let go. And asthmatics have a fear of letting go. They're control freaks.
They are.
Yeah. Which is surprising. I don't have asthma. I'm a conscious control freak.
Yeah. I don't think it's like an obsessive or anything.
No.
So I think you're good.
Okay. Thanks. I feel so much better about my control issues.
I give you permission to have your own control.
Yeah, but breathing is such a big thing.
It's huge.
You know, whether you got allergies or asthma, or whether you have panic attacks or anxiety, really being attentive to how you're breathing. So conscious breathing is really, really important. You have other exercises for breathing and stuff, right? Dude, maybe not. Oh my God.
Well, I definitely say take 10 deep breaths 5 times a day. So yeah, when you wake up in the morning, because sometimes we have a sleep that's really, we have nightmares, so then we're barely breathing. So when you wake up, when you're eating breakfast, because that helps to relax the digestive system. And
what if we don't eat breakfast?
Then you can still do the
Don't have breakfast while you're having your coffee, your morning juice or shake.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, anything. It's kind of, I usually just say it.
Divide it up over the day.
Yeah, so that you're practicing and making it a habit.
Yeah.
Yeah, with every meal, so your 3 meals, and then before bed too. Because usually we've had a stressful day.
Absolutely.
It's pretty common anymore that we do. So taking those deep breaths to just recharge and let everything go so that you can have a restful sleep.
Yeah, you can relax better.
Yeah. So that would be the main thing, and then just belly breathing is huge, because your vagus nerve, which is your cranial nerve 10, coming from your brain down to your jaw, your tongue, your throat, your heart, and your digestive system. It's the rest and digest nerve. So if we're constantly in stress, we're actually clamping off that nerve, so it can't allow us to fully decompress and to rest. So deep breathing will help to relax that.
Perfect.
Allow the nerve to work.
Yeah, I think the reminder is good. You know, I mean, I think I know that. And so I think if we are more conscious of how we are breathing on a day-to-day basis, that, you know, exactly, it makes us feel better.
Yeah, and I think it's all about the posture too. So if you're tucked in like that all the time, you kind of feel not very confident and just kind of tired. And
I used to sit like this all the time. My mom would always be, "Stop slouching." She did. I was, even when I sit on my horse in between classes at a horse show, I'd be like, yeah.
Oh man.
I know. And I'm one, like, I was very pessimistic. I was a very pessimistic kid. Like, no, woe is me. Remember we talked about Eeyore?
Yeah.
Woe is me. So I sat like this for a long time. But that makes sense. So
yeah, you can't get the breath that you need.
Yeah.
So what did you say?
Oh yeah, so I was watching Bad Moms.
Oh yeah,
You haven't seen that movie?
No.
Oh my God, you have to watch that. It's my daughter and my favorite movie right now. So Bad Moms, and she's trying to rally her, and she's telling her to get up, and she's like, "Come on, get your tits up." Right? Get up. She was basically saying, get up and empower yourself. Come on, you got this.
Yeah.
Right? So when we get our tits up and we put our shoulders back,
yeah, you feel
what are we doing?
confident.
And we're opening up our
lungs and our belly and all that abdominal area, just to get more breath.
Energy. Yeah.
More energy. Yeah,
energy flow and feeling better and breathing freer.
Oh, it's so important.
Yeah. Exactly. So
yeah.
This week, let's try to remember, if you are having breathing issues of any sort, whether it's asthma or COPD or just chronically bad breathing intention, then maybe follow Lisa's advice and actually create a little, so I said about sticky notes.
Yeah.
You know, creating little sticky notes. And so to remind myself to create a new habit, what I often do is I get those little heart sticky notes and I write on it, remember to breathe. And then I stick it on my bathroom mirror and try to remind myself. So every time I go into the bathroom and I wash my hands, I see, I'm like, oh yeah. Take a moment, do a few really deep, long breaths, and then go on with my day. Right? So
perfect.
yeah, whatever's going to work for you, give it a whirl. You know, so that you can start to rechange those habits and patterns, because we get stuck in bad habits, and it's easy to stay stuck in them. But you know, making a conscious effort to own your own shit and to make some positive changes in your life, you know, that's what we're trying to help remind you of. I think we'll end it there. So thank you so much for joining us today. We had a great time and sharing all our fun, weird things with you. And we hope that if you haven't seen any of our other episodes, and this is where you're jumping in, be sure to go back and watch some of the other ones. And if not, just subscribe and join along now. And yeah, make sure you play along.
Yeah, it's fun. Bloopers are good.
Definitely watch the bloopers.
Yeah, so if you're feeling like you have some questions or you want to share some thoughts or anything with us, just reach out, comment below. We'll make an episode about whatever it is that you want to talk about. So yeah, and just remember that the only thing that you can control in life is yourself.
Absolutely. And so for the rest of this week, remember, be authentic, be empowered, and own it completely. Bye.
Don't forget to connect with us on your favorite social media sites so you can share your whole healthcare woes, wins, and other shit you'd like to discuss with us.
Interestingly enough, again, pulling out of the old archives.
Oh, searching.
Random thought. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know where they bubble up from, but anyway. I like this.
Okay. I don't know if it matters.
I don't think so.